Hi everyone, it's Shannon. Apologies for not being on PWine tonight. Last weekend's race really got me very emotional after Charles's strategy and the DNF that I cannot participate emotionally. Please respect my wishes during this difficult time. And no, I'm totally kidding. Yeah, it was a really difficult race to watch as a Leclerc fan. But all in all, fantastic race. I am sure the girls will have plenty to say about that one as well when you watch the rest of the PWine podcast video. So enjoy the episode and I will see you on next week's. Bye.
Hi, and welcome to PY
PWine.
Host Montreal.
Post an eventful race.
Yeah, like a slip and slide.
Slip and slide. What are you drinking tonight,
More fuzzy chicken.
Fuzzy chicken?
Yeah,
Fizzy?
that's the one. I call it fuzzy chicken.
I didn't know if you were talking about two chickens or fizzy two chickens. Oh, I love fizzy two chickens.
I don't know what it's really called, so I call it
Two chickens. It is two chickens. It is called two chickens. That's what it's called in French, but I don't know what that is in French.
No, I call it a fuzzy chicken. I don't know why. It's just stuck in my brain as a fuzzy chicken.
Fuzzy chicken. I couldn't tell you what I'm drinking. I'm just drinking the rosé.
Oh, okay, just a rosé.
We had a virgin wines delivery last week.
Yes.
And this is one of the wines in it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it's quite nice.
As long as it's nice, that's all that matters.
So we are post Montreal.
We are. And I finally got my wish.
A full wet in a race. So what was your impressions of it?
It was like edge your seat. Like I know any wet race is edge your seat anyway. But I feel like the edge of the seat like continued after track dried. And even though Verstappen won, it
Yeah,
was still an exciting race. Like I don't know, like
yeah, it was. It
anything
was
could
kind
happen.
of like Lando could have had it at one point.
Yeah. I mean like Lando should have had it, like safety car screwed him over big time.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think it was just the safety car. I think McLaren's strategy screwed him over. I know the safety car came out after he passed the pit lane, but he still did like a number of laps before he went into the pit lane.
And then Verstappen had had time to warm up his mediums.
Yeah, during that time. So when he got in the pit lane, it came out. He was just
Yeah, I know. I know. I also feel that maybe he could have stayed out on his inters a little bit longer as well.
yeah, he could have done. It might have been easier for him if he'd stayed out in the winters a little bit longer.
Because what did he do? He did one lap, no, two more laps on his inters
Yeah,
than
2 or
Max.
3, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because Max came in on lap 45 and then Norris came in at 47. Yeah. But that was behind the safety car, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Behind the safety
But it was a better team for McLaren, better race for McLaren than it was Ferrari. I got to a point where I was offering my mum to take me to everybody I could possibly see on Sunday.
I've never seen a fall from grace faster.
than Charles on them hearts.
No, no, I meant like from a double podium in Monaco
What's it? That.
to that. But yeah, I don't understand the logic of putting him on the hards.
We're going back to the heritage. If you've watched this week's Lollipop Man, we're going back to the heritage.
I haven't
And
watched
shit
it.
strategies.
We're going back to every time the Ferrari strategies are mentioned, we drink a shot. We're not going to do that on tonight's podcast purely because
God,
it is
no.
work night.
Yes. It's not
And
exactly a history.
believe it or not, we are not alcoholics.
Debatable at times.
In the-
Debatable when it comes to a race. On a
yeah.
Saturday.
So, I'm like, it's like, it's almost like we've resumed to our normal scheduling.
Yeah.
Um,
Max is one, Ferrari was shit, McLaren somewhere in the middle.
but no, it didn't used to be this time last year. It wasn't like McLaren had like what minimal points. Hang on. No, I saved it. I saved it on my phone. Yes.
Thought ahead.
I did think ahead. So this time last year, McLaren were on 29 points.
And what are we on now?
212.
Oh, brilliant. Come on, McLaren.
But to be fair, like so you say like, we resume back to slightly normal scheduling with like Ferrari strategies. Even Ferrari this time last year they were fourth and they were on 154 points. And this year they're second and they're on 252 points.
Not bad then.
But a double DNF is seriously gonna come and bite them in the arse later in the season, I reckon.
Yep.
Because given the DNF, sorry, that Charles Leclerc does in one season.
Not great.
No. I mean, like, even Red Bull are behind the points what they were last year.
The downfall of Red Bull.
Let's talk about Red Bull, shall we?
Yeah. It doesn't give you wins.
So I feel like Max is celebrating his wins a bit more right now.
Yeah, because they're few and far between at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah. So since Australia, I feel like so after Australia, he was kind of like, yeah, I'm happy I've won. But then I feel like after Miami, then he was a bit like, oh hell, I need to work for this. And then
Yeah.
like Monaco, obviously, he was all like, right, I really need to put my finger out now. And okay, what did he win by on Sunday? He didn't win by
It wasn't a great. Let me get it up. I don't want teams. I want races. I want a Montreal.
You should have really looked at all this and had this sorted before we
He
started.
won by 3.8 seconds.
That's not a traditional Verstappen.
That's not a Verstappen 12 seconds lead.
No. So
And it was our boy Lando had it to him.
considering last year he won by 9.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a third of last year.
No. But even like when he got out of his car, it was more of a celebration. He celebrated with his team.
Yeah.
I feel like I said earlier, he's celebrating his wins a lot more now because they seem to be coming. The constant winning is becoming a little bit of a thing of the past. And I suppose if you manifest something enough, it comes true, right?
Yeah.
So, but
They manifested that too hard, Emily.
I might have manifested a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
I'll carry on. But I know Max is like celebrating his wins as well, but the fact that they in the last two races, saw something, and I was like, wow. So during, how many races? We've done 9 races. 9 races now.
9 races now, yeah.
6 of those races, Logan Sargent has out qualified Sergio Perez.
Is it not 6 over the past 2 seasons? Albon's out qualified him in 30 races, so that's obviously the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Or the last 30 races, should I say. And out of them 30 races, he's out qualified Perez 6 times. Williams might be his bad before it.
So if, like, I know Monaco wasn't his fault. Monaco wasn't his fault. But he still started from the back of the grid in Monaco.
Yeah, the qualifying was his fault.
The qualifying, the race wasn't, okay. But he still wouldn't have finished in the points in the race because, as we know, Monaco is crazy. Anyway.
Yep.
How can you go about celebrating the announcement of, and as obviously it was released on Sunday, it's a 1 year plus one. So it's not a 2 year extension, which they originally said.
That original press release was ridiculous. It was false.
Yeah, so it was like, it's a 1 year and then another year pending things. And I was like, so like Gasly when he was there and Albon when he was in the Red Bull seat. I know they didn't have like great things, but they didn't do half as bad as what Perez has been doing.
They didn't get given the chance, did they? When they
No,
were in that Red Bull.
And I get it, and I get Red Bull are trying to like stick with consistency, and can't really blame them for that. But what a way to celebrate the fact that you've just secured your seat for another year, maybe a second.
Yeah.
By putting your car into turn 6 and then
cheating.
And then cheating. Eggs, I'm so glad you agree with me on this without even talking about it, because I don't understand how Red Bull haven't like had more repercussions.
Other than a 3-place grid penalty. I just don't get it. Like
25,000.
He should have parked that car and got out the car. It should have been a safety car.
Yep.
But they were like, no, just bring it round.
Yeah, and they admitted that.
So Max can keep that lead. Yeah. So Max can keep that distance from Lando couldn't have caught up.
But they admitted that to the FIA, and the FIA still didn't do anything about it.
Because it's Red Bull.
But yet, Kevin Magnussen, who held his hand up and went, yeah, I did it for Hulkenberg in Miami, got penalty points against his thing. And I was just like, so where's Perez's penalty points then?
Where's both drivers' penalty points? It was a team decision.
Yeah. They openly admitted, but they said it over the radio as well, like, you could hear on the team radio, and they openly admitted to the FIA, we did not allow Perez to stop because we didn't want to initiate a safety car to lose Max's lead. Yeah. Like, they said there's carbon fibre debris all over that track. So they put other drivers and Max's life at risk for their own gain. And what gain? One driver. Okay,
one
good.
Driver got 20 points. One driver won. What, he got 25 points instead of 18?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. But I don't understand how the FIA can sit there and allow blatant cheating from happening.
Blatant cheating.
But then the FIA aren't new to cheating, are they? So
no. I love some cheating, the FIA.
So it looks like the RB20 is
not getting any upgrades.
Oh, God knows what that costs. Well, we were talking about the cost cap last week, and now we're thinking.
Yeah, I've not seen any articles. I have been searching. I've not seen anything that reports the price of that damage.
It can't be cheap. It was like, the wing was flapping in the wind.
The wing didn't give Red Bull the wings.
No. But the RB20 can't cope with the curbs.
No.
All Max was doing was complaining. But I wish he'd stop complaining, because it gives me hope. When he complains.
That Lando can do something.
I literally like jumped out of my seat when Lando came out of the pits, putting his mediums on, and like Verstappen came down, and I was like, "Come on, come on!" And then he's like
I was
skidded.
sat like this. I was like, I can't watch. I can't watch. I can't watch. I was like, please, please, please. In this little pub in Manchester that had us four, two lads that were trying to talk to us about it, like trying to explain F1 to each other, but were explaining it completely wrong, and the barman. And us four girls were screaming at that point.
Yeah, because your original plan didn't go to plan, right?
So, again, fingers crossed for Silverstone.
And do you know what? It's all okay because if it doesn't go okay for Silverstone, at least we've got that pub across the road, right?
Yes.
Uh,
But
so I'm still manifesting the fact this RB20 is no RB19 and it's looking.
I don't know if it's not the RB19. I don't know if it's on the same par as that, and the other cars around it have just got much better.
Maybe.
Do you think McLaren, what Silverstone last year, really pulled it out then, didn't it?
Yeah.
So is it just like the McLaren's just got better, the Ferrari's got a whole lot better, other than this weekend? But again, this weekend, I don't think the Ferrari couldn't handle the wet.
No, I think they've realised now this was the first race, wasn't it, with proper, like, I know we
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
Shanghai sprint qualifying in the wet. We saw the McLaren was insane in the
Yeah.
wet. I don't think Charles and Carlos did very good in the qualifying for that sprint in the wet.
No, they didn't. And I think with this, and that was with Inters are not full wet, and this was full wet on it. It just can't handle it.
Yeah. So obviously they've got some work to do because my money's on Hungary being a wet race,
Spa being a wet race.
Spa definitely being a wet race, and
Silverstone being a wet race.
I've got to say this year it goes, but it was warm last year, wasn't it?
You looked outside today. We're in the middle of June. There's nothing but rain
Yeah.
today.
It was 30 degrees this time last year.
I was in Holland this time last year. It was like ridiculously warm and it's been nothing but rain today.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. So we're on course for at least another 3 wet races quite soon. So Ferrari better
Yeah,
pull the bag, otherwise the chili cushion, the sad angry chili
yeah,
cushion, will be coming out a lot more.
yeah. But let's talk about a team that did very well in the wet at the beginning of the race. Where did this Haas come from?
In an alternate universe where every single race is wet race,
Haas
Haas
will be the
leading
champions.
the constructors championship.
Yeah.
Either Hulkenberg or Magnussen are like they 1 and 2 in the drivers.
It was like Brazil that year when Hamilton got disqualified and he ended up on the podium. That's how quickly they were taking people off. Them first
Yeah,
15 laps.
it was insane, wasn't it?
And then suddenly you get the slicks on, you can't do anything.
No. Back to our usual scheduled
Back
program.
to the tractor.
Yeah, so I was a bit excited. I was like, what is going on here? This is insane. And then it's just like everything just resumed normal. Max were leading, Haas were back down at the bottom. Well, not at the bottom, but and then Logan Sargent crashes.
He hit the wall and then he reversed back up and joined the race again. We were like, no, Logan! And then, oh, he's joined again, it's fine. And then it was, no, Logan! Oh, safety car.
I know, because Lando was leading at that point when he first crashed in the wall. I was like, don't you dare cause a safety car.
Reversed back up, joined the race again, fine.
Yeah, but then he caused another safety car then, didn't he?
But then the 24-second pit stop for Charles.
You may as well just DNF'd him there.
Yeah, at this point when they were resetting the steering wheel, I went to Shannon, take him off.
Yeah.
What's the point in coming back out the race? Because he's not going to catch up with anyone.
Do you know what I was really worried about at that point? Like, because I had the TV on and then I had my phone next to me with a driver tracker, and obviously, like, they were all down the bottom, and then
Yeah.
Charles was just like there at the top, and it's like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Did I send you the TikTok of him? Like, and it was like showing the driver tracker, and then he went up
And
to
it
him
was the full house thing going, with me, I've got the legs.
like,
The Mary Kate and Ashley thing, yeah. Love it. That was the epitome of that sound.
yeah. But like, it's really bad to me. Like the first thing that thought that went through my head was Leclerc being so far behind was like, oh, he loses his like little point streak now. My little fun fact from a couple of weeks ago
No
is that
more fun facts.
he's been in the top four since like Spa last year, and I was just like really sad for him. I was like, oh, and
You
then
can
he
do
did
that. Just do. If you take away DNFs and do not starts and disqualify.
Yeah, every race he's finished in, he's finished in the top four.
Still, yeah, it's still been the top four.
But that leads me quite nicely into my fun fact for this week, but that can wait until later. This time.
Penalties this week at Montreal. Fair, unfair. Yuki, national anthem.
Oh, no, that's horrible. He's got little legs.
He really tried to make there on
They
time.
not,
Someone
they
needs to
not
send the
rue.
FIA that visual of him sprinting down the pit
I
lane.
was gonna say, did they not rue that video? The guy couldn't have run any faster.
Tried, he really tried.
It's only €5,000 though, but it's not the point.
No. But then he got fined for that. And I'm not saying Lando did this, but when Lando waved, everyone's saying that he should have been fined as well.
So I didn't even see this.
He went,
I heard people chanting Lando, and I said, "Don't be so disrespectful." I know
yeah,
we're all fed up and we're sick to the back teeth of hearing the Dutch national anthem. But to be fair, compared to last year, there's been 3 races where we've not heard the Dutch national anthem.
exactly. And it took us, I know Perez won a few at the start last year, but it took us to Singapore to not hear it again.
Yeah. So, and I get it. I get people are fed up, but there is no need for that kind of
Not at
disrespect.
all. No, and I think Lando was just acknowledging, like, yeah, I've got you, like, shut up now.
But then I feel like Lando would have been branded a villain for not acknowledging his fans chanting his name.
Yeah, it was a lose-lose situation for Lando at that point.
Yeah, he was like
He
top.
either branded a villain for not being respectful for the Dutch national anthem, or he branded a villain for ignoring his fans. He
Yeah.
waved us in like a thanks, so stop.
He didn't like encourage us, so he wasn't standing there going,
He
yeah.
wasn't going like, yeah. He was
He just went.
like he didn't do anything.
To be fair, I didn't even see it until I watched like the replays, but I
I
definitely
didn't until I watched. I went home during the podium, so I didn't watch any of the podium.
yeah. I only heard people chanting Lando, and like I said to Jace, I said, why do people need to be so disrespectful? I mean, like, come on. You might not like, but it's like, but then I remember people being exactly the same with Lewis Hamilton winning all the time.
Yeah, nobody had an issue with that.
So I reckon they probably did, but because the internet is so prevalent now with Max Verstappen and stuff being champion, that
Yeah,
and there's platforms for all fans to have, or all people to have voices. Because I don't
that's
remember
it.
hate being this strong for Lewis, but it must have been.
Must be because it was when Jensen was at Braun. You watched that Braun documentary. Everyone was like, he's cheating, he's done this and this. Like everyone was like against Jensen at that point.
I know we should take rumours with a pinch of salt, right? But the catalyst for those Braun GP cheating rumours was Christian Horner.
Yeah. Have you watched the Braun documentary?
Mhm.
He doesn't admit it, but he alludes that he was the starting point of them rumours.
Oh yeah, we knew that. Because he was
Doing
on
it.
harping on about it all the time. But then like so he's harping on about it all the time, and then like you gotta laugh in like DTS when like all the rest of the team principals are like Red Bull must be cheating. He's all like Christian Horner is like, well, no, you're just jealous. And I was like, you started it first hand with Braun
That's
G.
not what you were, bro.
There's obviously a rumor out now that Christian Horner is not happy with McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes upgrades, and it's just like, just stop.
They're just trying to find something so they can still be ahead of everyone else. Like, just take it that you're not as good as you were the past couple of years.
Yeah, just accept it.
Just accept it now.
Yeah.
Your wife's dropped your name. Accept it.
Mercedes accepted it.
Yeah. Mercedes accepted it when they probably shouldn't have with the Lewis Max World Championship thing. At that point, Mercedes could have went to the FIA and went, "You've ruled it wrong." They did, but they didn't push it as far as they could have done. And now Christian's there going, "Everything's wrong. Everyone's cheating. Everyone's doing everything wrong." Just accept it.
Just like accept the fact that Red Bull is like, so Red Bull peaked with Seb, and then they went back down again. Just accept that they've peaked and they're on their way, they're on a downward trajectory again. So
And you'll come back up eventually. Like, just
it
leave
happens.
it. I think they're probably just worried because this might be potentially the last season that they would win a world championship with Adrian.
Sorry.
I reckon by either the last race or the second last race, it'll be a three-way for the championship.
I think by bold prediction. I think by Hungary we're gonna see a severe title contention.
So what's that? 4 races time?
Hungary is 22nd of July.
Yes, 21st of July, Hungary. Then we've got one more race. Then it's Belgium.
Yep.
And then it's summer break.
So Ferrari are only 50 points behind Red Bull, and McLaren are 40 points behind Ferrari. So McLaren
Yeah,
are 90
90 points.
behind Red Bull.
89 points if we're being specific.
So
89 points, but that compared to last year, that's absolutely nothing.
Red Bull were on 377 this time last year, and the closest one to them was Mercedes on 178. That's 200 points behind.
Yeah. We worked it out. If one McLaren driver DNFs every race between now and Hungary, in the other McLaren driver wins, they could still potentially be this close to beating Red Bull. Neither McLaren driver will DNF unless it's something horrendous. But like you said, Red Bulls can't take the curbs.
No. And Perez can't even finish races right now.
Yeah.
So you got one car. Like, I know they said last year if you took Perez out of it, Verstappen would have won the drivers' championship for the constructors' championship for Red Bull by 1 point. But that was with Max winning all
Every race apart from 4.
20 out of 23 races. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it 19? Anyway, 19 or 20 out of the 20
Yeah.
races.
I think it might have been 20 out of 23. Perez won 2, Sainz won 1.
Yeah, so he's down 3 already. So he's down to just only being able to win 21 races now. And with a McLaren and a Ferrari looking like they are, heck, even George Russell, the way he looked on weekend,
Yeah.
and that pains me to say that, but even with the way he looked on the weekend.
Talking about George Russell, that Piastri incident,
Should have been a 5-second penalty.
it should have been. And it got to a point where I think it was like 3 laps left, just after it had happened. I was shouting at the TV going, just let Hamilton through, then you've definitely got a Mercedes podium. But as it was, he didn't get that 5-second penalty. But I still think you should have let Hamilton through, and it would have been an earned podium for Mercedes rather than with all this controversy of the Oscar incident.
Yeah. And
But
effectively, it was a really crappy thing because, like, he qualified pole
yeah,
and he finished third. Like, is the whole thing going to be now, like, George Russell poles turn into Verstappen wins? Is that going to be, like, the new curse? I hope so, because Russell doesn't get
just
podium
get home very often.
pole very often. So,
It's
uh,
like I'd seen this meme, and it was like George Russell defended against McLaren, and it was like a little golden retriever just sat there. And then it was like George Russell defended against Hamilton, and it was, you're gonna murder us for not knowing who I'm talking about here. The werewolf from Harry Potter. I can't even think of his name.
Lupin.
Lupin. Lupin is a werewolf.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so true. Like, he defended more against Hamilton than he did against anybody else coming up behind him. So are we getting to this point where George is trying to fight for this first driver place?
Yeah, like I feel like he's so in the mindset of like proving that he deserves to be. So whoever Mercedes choose, like obviously there's a high chance that George is going to be the most senior driver. So is he proving that, like, he's the next Hamilton for Mercedes?
He's
Or
only going to be the most senior driver if it's Antonelli
yeah,
in that seat.
yeah.
But there's been Verstappen rumoured there, Sainz rumoured there.
I think we
He's
should
not
just
against them two. He's not going to be the most senior driver.
mm,
Imagine getting George Russell being the most senior driver with Verstappen, his teammate.
we wouldn't be, would he? It'd be Verstappen all the way then, wouldn't it?
No,
Verstappen,
but like, imagine George thinking he was.
then he's more delusional than we are. And we've been very
Yeah,
delusional
there is a
this
minute.
week. I didn't agree with the no decision, no further action.
No, there was another thing you didn't agree with that happened at Montreal. It wasn't race related. The black mesh going up on the start finish straight an hour before the race started.
After people have been sat there for 6 hours.
And they sat there all weekend.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Ridiculous. I don't know who and at what point someone thought that was a good idea.
People had paid money for those tickets. Like, okay, they've not paid for the grandstand, but okay, so they're on the start finish straight, right? And they've not paid the thousands that other people have paid in that section, but they've not got the luxury seats or the hospitality that those
They
people.
sat on a hill.
Yeah, on deck chairs, on a picnic blanket.
I'm going to Google how much the tickets were for that grandstand, for that general admission. Because Montreal's one of the most expensive on the calendar.
It's mental, isn't it?
And they stick up a black mesh that can't see anything. So yeah, it was just ridiculous that I can't find the prices, but Montreal's one of the most expensive on the calendar.
I kind of understand why though. It's like, mind.
So for every Canadian dollar, it's 50p here.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like it's still quite expensive then on our end. If it's expensive like their end, so but then
I
all
know.
the American races are expensive.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we discussed in previous episodes about Miami and everything, didn't we? And that was ridiculously expensive. But that was, when I looked, it wasn't like general admission, it wasn't a grandstand, it was
No,
full hospitality for father.
but then like Vegas's tickets are extortionate.
And then for Coda, they're buying tickets off people to resell at higher prices.
Yeah,
Baffling.
crazy. Think we'll stick with our Monaco.
Yeah, another very expensive. I think our plan's good though.
So to be fair, for the tickets, like I said to you, like the tickets that I saw for this year included hospitality for the Friday. And as bougie as that is and nice as it would be, like, do we really need hospitality for the
Oh,
Friday?
exactly. Maybe it's your hen.
Why not?
What does your hen do? ever.
Yeah.
But the Monaco Grand Prix. But exactly, like you don't have to do that, and that wasn't that expensive.
Yeah. I'm like, hell, if Emma can do Singapore on £1,000, then
Yeah, we've got £700 to play with for Monaco. But yeah, it's not. And they stopped people watching it on the bridge this year at Montreal.
although towards the end I did see people watching on the bridge, so I don't know whether
Yeah,
that's a bit more
I
laps.
think about 50 laps in, I thought, what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But like, Jacques Villeneuve got stuck on the bridge getting in. He wasn't even allowed in.
They weren't letting anybody in, they were turning everybody away, saying FP1 and 2 have been cancelled. Mate, they were just delayed.
I
But
bet he was stood there going, this track's named after my father. Let me get on this track.
yeah, that this track's got my name on it.
You
Um,
know?
but they were stopping people at the train station.
Oh, were they? I didn't see that bit.
Yeah, they were stopping people at the train station, so the police were like, no, FP1 and 2 have been cancelled, and like turning people away. And then people were like getting home and then realising that, oh, actually, no, it's not being cancelled and it's still on. And it's like, what? But I know the organisers are under investigation right now anyway, aren't they, by the
Yeah,
FIA, because they allowed somebody was able to breach security to go on the track before all cars
for the
and
last car.
yeah,
Before the last car went into
track invasion.
track invasion of one person stepped foot on the grass on the outside. But yeah, it still shouldn't happen. It's not the sort of thing that should happen.
No.
Because imagine if there was that person got on the track before the last car got round that corner.
Yeah. I'm like, look at the accident Carlos and Alex had in the dry.
Yeah. Like that car, even though it's on a slow down there, it's still going stupidly fast.
Mm. I'm just still laughing at Emily's video of her running down the track to get to the podium.
I don't think she could have ran any. I'd love to say it was faster her and Yuki, and I'm going to say she was.
It
The
was
way she sprinted down that track.
like absolutely insane, and like she still got right by the barriers in front of Lando, and I was like,
When Lando put that photo up, that video on, I was like, where is she? Where is she in this? Because on Sunday, obviously, I put that photo in the chat on Friday, which one's Emily? Of the grandstand she was in, but Saturday it was watching qualifying. Where's Emily? Sunday it was obviously me, Megan, who was good friends with Emily, Lucy, and Shannon watching it together. And we were like, we can't pause this. We have to be really quick and see if we can find Emily on here. And then when Lando put that video on, first thing I did was look to see if I could see her,
yeah, I couldn't see her.
but I couldn't see her on it. So, but it was just. In talking about that video, Lando's phone. How's that boy got that smashed up? He's an F1 driver. He's just been videos coming out of Tag getting a new watch and his phone's smashed.
Where's the case?
Yeah, yeah. Where's the case? Where's the screen protector? And why are you buying a new watch when you can need to buy a new phone?
You telling me Quadrant haven't got phone cases? If they haven't, make them.
Enough the app and having a look now.
Has LN4 not got phone cases? Come on, man.
But tell you who has Charlotte at CBJ Designs. There's a very, very nice Lando Norris phone case.
I'm listening.
They do a car Lando one as well.
If
I think
the other one needs replacing. It's looking a little bit tattered now.
I've not got one on at the moment.
You're gonna end up with like a phone.
Because I've just had my phone on charge. But yeah, so
Show me this
if
phone.
anyone doesn't know, Charlotte at CJB Designs, she does an advent calendar every year, and last year was amazing.
And I'm thinking about getting a Lando one this year.
I will be getting another one.
A Carlos one?
Potentially a Lando one.
I was gonna say if you got it, like you may as well just wait next year because Carlos's one will be different then, won't it?
Yeah, but it was still be Carlos one.
Maybe Williams.
Talking about Williams, Rebecca, who was mentioned a number of times on here, it was an amazing, just amazing drawings of the drivers and everything. She met Alex and James today.
At the Silverstone Museum.
I could have cried for it. I could cry for her now.
I'm so happy for her.
Because that would mean the world to her.
Well, yeah, she was wearing a Williams Logan Sargent t-shirt. I'm like, that's dedication, being a Logan Sargent fan anyway. You know? So the fact, you know.
She met them today. And it got to a point where I just nearly ran the Silverstone Museum. I was just like, there's a girl in a Logan top. Please just let her meet James and Alex. But she did anyway.
Twice.
I'm over the moon for her. I really am. But yeah, anything else from Montreal? Other than your fun fact?
A groundhog made an appearance.
The groundhog nearly got killed.
They do every year, to be fair.
And it was Max's response of, what would you have done if you didn't swerve that groundhog? It would have died. It would have got killed.
Yeah, what response do you want from him?
Thanks for stating the obvious, Max.
What response do you want from him, though?
And that was not as sassy as Lando's response to getting asked where it went wrong for the win. I think that might be my favourite Lando response to an interview question ever.
Does it beat the Amsterdam one, though?
I don't know now if it's Amsterdam. It was an answer to a question, and it was just brilliant, really.
And what?
You know the answer, so why are you asking? Which is fair enough, to be fair.
Yeah, it is fair enough. Like, ask stupid question, you get a stupid answer. But one of my favourite moments from Montreal was...
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
Just to let you know, George, you need to be at the steward's office in 4 minutes for the...
It was Lando and Max's reaction.
And Lando was like... and Max is like...
It was much like George's reaction when Oscar went... When Oscar went, oh yeah, he's one of the stewards. Was it Lando when he was being done for impeding and qualifying?
Yeah, I can't remember.
George went.
Oh.
Same reaction.
Yeah, it was fabulous. Like, you know, we're not judging, but we're judging. We're judging really badly. Like, I feel like they were judging in the cool down room, so.
They were when they went, ooh.
Yeah.
And George went, it's racing. Wasn't racing. He nearly wiped him out. I think that might be Montreal. What's your fun fact then?
My fun fact is, so if we had needed another reason to love Lando even more than what we currently do, okay, and appreciate how much of a talented driver he is, and if he, you know, and we know he doubts himself now and again about his capabilities, his talent, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you ever needed a slightest bit of reassurance of just how talented he is the only driver to score points in all 9 races of 2024.
Go Lando! Go Lando!
So if you ever needed an excuse,
doesn't think I can love the boy anymore.
And if that doesn't deserve driver of the day every race,
I'm going to counteract driver of the week this week. I didn't put it up because I knew everyone would just come back and say Lando. But I'm going to say driver of the week was Burt Mylander driving that safety car. He put some laps in that.
He's making up for Imola, right? 100% chance of a safety car.
Cheer in Montreal. Go play Mylander.
Yeah. Definitely. And we're back to the usual thing of scoring very low in our F1 predictions this week as well. I only had two.
Oh, I've not looked. Oh, F1 predictions.
Mm.
I had 3. I would have had 4 if I hadn't changed. So when they announced that Esteban's engine wasn't working, I changed to first DNF to Esteban, even though I always have Logan.
So Logan was my DNF and safety car.
I had 3 in Montreal.
I went for an unrealistic podium of Lando Piastri and Leclerc.
I did Norris for first signs.
I was out by a second on the finishing gap.
Oh, I got finishing gap.
And I chose 17 finishers and it was 16.
Yeah. I think it chose 17, it was 15, yeah.
Or 15, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But
So, yeah.
But it's 24 hours of your mum this weekend.
It is, yeah.
It is. And how many former F1 drivers are participating in it?
Oh, God, this is your quiz.
This is the only question. There was more, but now it's
4.
How many former F1 drivers has there been?
4.
No. 8.
Oh, I was close. We just needed to times it by 2.
8 former F1 drivers are participating this weekend in 24 hours. And that's just in the hypercar. So they are. So we have Nick de Vries, Brendan Hartley, Roman Grosjean, Mick Schumacher, Jenson Button, Antonio Giovinazzi, Daniel Kvyat, Robert Kubica. I feel like I missed one.
I wasn't keeping count, sorry.
Maybe I haven't. But yeah, that's everyone. We've also got Norman Nato from FE. We've got something like 5 IndyCar drivers taking part as well.
Does that
and that's just in hypercar? There's 4 other categories in Le Mans.
So I don't usually watch this, but I will this year just for you.
I won't be watching it because I'm not here. I'll be catching up as much as I can. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. The type of ball going on at the moment, and Alpine and Ferrari aren't performing how they should be.
Where have I heard that before?
But yeah, they're not performing how they should be. So last year, car 51 for Ferrari won.
Okay.
But I believe it's the Centurion of Le Mans this weekend.
Ooh.
It was quite a big race. And it would be great if Ferrari Ferrari could win again, especially car 51, because that would be it would keep up the longest running. They've never won back to back, Ferrari.
Okay.
If car 51 could win, which is Antonio Giovinazzi's, it would be like a record for the team, but apparently they're not performing how they're supposed to.
I feel like Ferrari, could have some, cut them some slack. Let them have something, eh?
Yeah, give them something. And do need to show you this helmet though, the car 51, because it is the cutest helmet ever. So for those who don't know about Le Mans, it's 3 drivers drive over 24 hours. They all wear the same helmet, the same helmet design, but they've got them all
Is there all three drivers on the helmet?
It's also a driver that's holding a cake that looks like Le Mans, or a pizza that looks like Le Mans.
Mhm.
It's genuinely the cutest thing ever. But yeah, that's my little Le Mans piece. We'll report back next week with results.
Yeah. And another motorsport news. We had the Indy NXT weekend just gone.
God,
Um,
how excited this made me.
and a local girl, I say local, British, um, Jamie Chadwick won.
But our Williams F1 Academy advisor won a race. A very difficult Indy NXT race.
Hmm.
It's one of the most difficult on the calendar. And she won.
Yeah. In where it was, the race took place in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Road of America.
Yeah. So I actually watched that race today as well, and in because I knew she'd won anyway, but I watched it anyway. And I think Jason prefers IndyCar. He's really got into IndyCar.
Oh, even more reason to love your Jason.
So like he'll watch Formula One, so he's like sat there on Sunday and watched it, like, but he seems to be more into IndyCar than
I feel
Formula.
like there's more happens on an IndyCar race.
Yeah, like it can be a little bit more exciting sometimes, can't
It's a
it?
bit more exciting because you've got to refuel. You have longer pit stops, you have more that can go on during that race.
Yeah.
No, but I got into F1 beginning of last season, but halfway through last season I got into IndyCar.
Hmm.
And it's just something out like different to watch.
Yeah. I've always been into IndyCar, but because I've never had I've never had like paid for Sky Sports F1
Yeah,
before the halfway through last season. Um because I just used to watch the highlights on Channel 4, and like before that I used to watch the races on Channel 4, and before that I used to
yeah.
watch the races. Um so but like when it was on Channel 4 and like ITV and all that before then, you never had access to any of these other races.
No.
They never used to show F2, F3, they never used to show IndyCar, nothing like that. So I'm pretty new to it. So I always knew about it, but I didn't ever watch it.
So what you're saying basically is since you joined Girls Across the Grid, Girls Across the Grid have robbed you of money for Sky Sports.
Um, yeah. But no, I did pay for F1 TV,
Yeah,
and when I found out that I couldn't watch the races in
yeah, which
full.
I feel is a bit. You're paying just as much as everybody else across the world,
Yeah.
but you can't actually watch the race. You can
Yeah.
just follow it on a little map.
And then you can't watch the races in the TV on the TV when F1 TV has the full races.
Yeah,
So like when I was in Greece, I couldn't watch the full races, even though I was in Greece where F1 TV had the full license to show the full
but
races.
because you paid for it in the UK, you could watch it.
Hmm.
Ridiculous.
Really ridiculous. So I thought, you know what, thing. And now we've got the full Sky Sports package now because Jason's got the cricket as well.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
Talking about F1 TV, new commentator Ruth Buscombe is
Right.
brilliant.
I'm not like listening to anything. Like I don't even. This is a shame. I don't even hear Will Buxton anymore because I don't watch F1
She did,
TV.
she did a pit walk that would make Martin Brundle shake his boots. Just walking down the pit wall, Esty Bestie's over here. We're coming into a sea of red. Having a conversation with Miss Akram, can you win today? He's like, yeah, possibly. She was like, see you later. Moved on to somebody else. She's just brilliant. I've only seen it on TikTok, so I didn't actually watch her.
Yeah, I'm having a little look.
I'll send you.
Okay, that's fair enough. And we got another winner this weekend as well.
It did. Our girl.
Abby Pullen.
Our girls, if we know her.
That was a podium. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a win this
No,
time.
we had a podium against. This is Formula 4.
She's won. She had a podium. The girls going places,
And we've got F1 Academy back next week.
and she's smashing that out of the park as well. So
I don't know how she's keeping up with everything.
well, F1 Academy's not every week, not like every single like race like the Formula One, is it? So
No.
I
It's
suppose-
like when she's not racing Formula F1 Academy, she's racing Formula 4.
yeah, because they're not quite on the same weekends, are they? So she can't.
No.
It's just obviously if she gets promoted to F3, that she's gonna have to probably think about.
But the way she's going, she won't be able to compete in Formula 1 F1 Academy next year.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Because if you win F1 Academy, you can't compete another year.
I did not know that. Maybe that's why she started in F4, just in case that does happen.
No. But if you win F1 Academy, you're guaranteed a seat this year in F3. So I think she's probably guaranteeing herself a seat in F3 no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, well done to our girl Abby Pullen.
Oh, girl, Abby Pullen. But that's everything sport related for me, I think.
Instant fact, number 2.
Yeah.
This was the first race Leo didn't attend.
And DNF.
Who's the real Ferrari strategist here?
Leo.
There you go.
I'm going to say Alex wasn't there, but she was there. It was a birthday.
Yeah, but Leo.
I think he just DNF so he could celebrate his girlfriend's birthday. But yeah.
I don't know, you look pretty pissed off, mate.
All an act.
Yeah, totally. Oh no, I DNF'd. What a shame.
Damn it.
So
But next week we have a home race with 2 drivers.
oh yeah, Spain. I had to think then, it took a while
So
for my brain to initiate.
we
It's
have Lando and Carlos.
yay, last one in Barcelona.
No, next year's in Barcelona.
Oh, I thought Madrid was next year.
No, Madrid's 2026 with the new regulations.
Oh, my bad. I'll just cut that one out.
But this might be the last of the Carlos Sainz Ferrari stand. But it is the last of the Carlos Sainz Ferrari stand.
It'll just be the Carlos Sainz stand then, won't it?
It is just CS55 at the moment, but they're all normally Ferrari fans. But yeah,
Yeah, it'll just be.
have a double home race.
Oh my god, are we gonna have a Ferrari stand in Silverstone next year?
Potentially. The Lewis Hamilton straight will be Ferrari. Be sea of Ferrari, sea of red.
Wow.
We're not going to Silverstone, we're going to Monaco. It's just
No.
a race of Ferrari at Monaco.
I'm there for Lando Norris. I ain't there for no Ferrari next year.
We stand in orange.
Are you from the Netherlands? Nope. This is papaya. This is papaya, not Dutch orange. Thank you very much. Not to be confused with my new toenail colour.
It's like this much spectrum of colour.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
You bathed in orange next year, so it's fine. Can I just say thank you to Zoe, our biggest fan, boop boop, for saying just how much she appreciates me and my silly little track shapes.
no.
Because it is silly. I know it's silly. but it provides humour to myself. I find myself a little bit funny doing it. So the fact that, and I know you find me funny as well, but like you've got to, it's in your contract to find me funny. But like for Zoe to like just come out and say that she finds it really, really funny about my track.
Yeah.
So
And just Zoe's support for the whole thing.
everybody's support really.
Yeah.
But thank you for making me feel like it's actually a worthy little segment of the
And the way she was saying, like, I mean, I thought, yeah, I've got the books on me. I don't learn these facts on a weekly basis. But the thing is that the reassurance that she has that book and she understands where I get them from.
Mm.
That's the Singapore Grand Prix, shall I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see Westlife before. Anyway, thank you for joining us this week, guys. We will see you next week for the spin edition.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we are also on Spotify now.